Welcome to Sunday night's SIP party. S.I.P stands for Stamp, Ink, and Paper. Hello, my name is Michelle Carlson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Eagan, Minnesota. I'll be posting weekly videos to showcase a stamp set from either the 2022 Mini January to June catalog, January to February celebration brochure, or 2021-2022 annual catalog from Stampin' Up! These projects are designed for the beginner and casual paper crafter in mind. I'll be making easy, simple projects that you can use any stamp set, ink, and paper colors to create your own projects. Today, I will be using the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper and the Timeless Tulip Stamp Sets. Today, I will be using the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper and the Timeless Tulip Stamp Set. The Timeless Tulip Stamp Set is a photopolymer stamp set, which means that it is clear so you can see through them. These are beautiful, intricate images, and there's a bunch of different occasions, such as just a hello card or happy birthday, get well soon, or happy Mother's Day. And there's happy Easter, happy spring, happy everything. And I love these verses. May the memories of yesterday comfort you today. So that could be a sympathy. And then what a beautiful difference one single life makes, which is beautiful for Mother's Day or birthday, or even a hello. Any of those sentiments. So this is in the annual catalog on page 38. This is the Flowering and Fields Designer Series paper, and it's in the new 2022 January to June mini catalog. The designs on one side are more tulip designs, except for that one is polka dots. And then the other side is more subtle designs. So you have just these beautiful images. Now it's time to make the project. We are making a card that will showcase the front and the back of the Designer Series paper. I've seen other demonstrators make these cards, and I think Rachel Tessman has a video on this type of card also that she made a while ago. But I thought this is a great way to use up Designer Series paper and to make quick and easy cards for any occasion. So the first thing we're going to do is cut the paper. So we have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And we're going to just cut horizontally to 5.5. So you have 8.5 by 5.5. Oops. And you can just set the other half aside. And then we're going to score it at 4 1/4 because that's half of 8.5. So we have 4 1/4. And the dark gray is your cutting, and the light gray here is your scoring. And now we're going to cut off 3 inches. So we're just going to move this down an inch. So 4 1/4 we're going to move down to 3 1/4. And then so that we have an inch from where we scored it. So again, take your dark blade, and that's your cutting blade. And this will just be for scrap, or we're going to use this later on. So here you have a card like this. Now you're going to fold it. Now we're going to cut our Designer Series paper by 5.5 by 4. Now since this is directional, we want it to have this going horizontally. So we'll do the 4 inches first. Bring that blade up. And I cut my 12, these are actually come by 12 by 12, and I cut my 12 by 12 into 6 by 6 pieces, so that's why this is smaller. So I'm taking the 6 by 6, I cut that down to 4 inches, and now I'm going the other way and cutting it down by 5.5, because we want it the same length as our card base. Oops, that's the scoring, and this is the cutting. So you have a piece of paper like that. I have brought in a card base, which measures at 5.5 by 4 to put inside my card. And we're going to stamp our sentiment and our tulip on this card. I'm using Mango Melody, and we're going to just stamp this up. And I'm going to place the tulip in the corner and make sure you get an even pressure, because there's a lot. This is really a distinctive stamp set that has a very intricate designs on it. So then we'll stamp our sentiment and just place it in the middle, and hopefully that's straight. Yep, that looks good. And then the other thing is we're going to use Happy Birthday on the front of our card. And I'm going to be punching it out using this oval punch, one with regular oval and then one with a scalloped oval. And since I don't want to punch out the scalloped oval, I'm going to use this white piece strip, and just make sure that the strip is wide enough that I'll cover the whole circle to punch it out. So when you stamp, make sure you give yourself plenty of room on either side and top and bottom. So just stamp right in the middle, as straight as you can. And then we're going to take the oval punch, place this inside, and line it up, and then punch it. So as you can see, it was just barely inside. We are going to use the scallop punch and take the piece of paper that we cut off of our card base and just punch that to make a layer for our sentiment. Now it's time to assemble our card. So the first thing we're going to do is take the base of the card and going to use tear and tape on this section so that it'll hold the designer series paper really well. And I'm just going to use 2 strips, one next to the scoring, or pretty close to it, and then the other one at the edge of the card base here. You just press that down. We are going to take your pick tool and going to lift up the papers. And then you're going to just bring the designer series paper and line it up with the scored edge and make sure that it's flush to the cardstock on the top and the bottom. And you do want to leave a border here. And then just bring this flap over and just press right there. So here's your card, and you can see the front and the back. The next thing we're going to do is glue our inside with adhesive, or you can use multi-purpose glue or whatever you want to use to put this inside the card. And I want to make sure there's a even border on 3 sides. I want this to line up pretty close to the score mark, but not actually on it, because it might hinder your closing of the card. So we have a nice border, and it's just so that this is in, so that's not showing on the outside, which it is right here. So I didn't get that close enough. There we go. That should do it. Yep. So yeah, so your white's not showing, and you have a nice border here. Okay. And then the last thing you're going to do is glue this onto your layering. So I use adhesive, and I will put this on go very well. Okay, good enough. And that is going to go on the front of our card. Now we're going to tie some ribbon around our card. This is the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. So there's 3 ribbons in this pack, and this is the white ribbon from that pack. And we're just going to bring it around, go underneath, and then tie it, make a kind of a square. And then we're going to wrap this around. Kind of do a loop and bring it through. And then you can, I got too much on that end, but that's okay. We'll just cut it off and cut off there. And there's your ribbon. And now the last thing we're going to do is put some dimensionals on our saying here. On the back. And then put your sentiment like right here. So isn't that a pretty card? Also, we can do some embellishments, and I like to use the brushed brass butterflies. I know I've been using them a lot, but those are like my favorite embellishments, especially for flower type cards. And I think I will use the small one and put it just right here. Just use one just to fill up the space in that sentiment. So as you can see the inside of the S.I.P for this card, and I made some others using the other designer series paper. So here's the purple, and I used Evening Evergreen. And then as you open it up, you can see that nice purple. And this is Fresh Freesia ribbon. This one has the pink and yellow tulips. And I used Fleur de Flamingo cardstock. And then I used the soft succulent ribbon and designer series paper here. Maybe I should have used the pink, I'm not really sure, but. And then for Get Well Soon, this was too long to use the smaller punch, so I just cut it out using the scalloped circle. And this is Pear Pizzazz cardstock with petal pink ribbon. And then as you can see the nice design on the inside. So as you can see, you can make fun, easy, all occasion type cards. So besides these cards, I made a couple of other different types, but using the same designer series paper. This was a card or a design that Sharon Armstrong presented at a Creative 18 retreat. So it's this kind of fun fold. And again, I used our Timeless Tulips. There is another tulip stamp set in the new catalog, but since I had this older one, I wanted to use that, and it was still current. So, and then but I love the designer series paper, so that's why I wanted to use that with my current tulip stamp set, or the Timeless Tulip Stamp Set, versus getting the new one. And then I got some cards from Rachel Tessman, and she just used this as a cute little background with a heart, and then she used the butterflies also. And then she did a circle. She just kind of spotlight that using the circle punch, and she just did a video on how to make this card. I will put that down in my description too, so that you can click on that and you can see how to make this card. You'll find the measurements and product list on my website, michellesstamping.com, and click on S.I.P Party. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours and help you with any paper crafting supplies you may need. If you would like a catalog, please email me at michellesstamping@gmail.com. All of these links are below under the video for your convenience. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that you are notified when I post a new video. I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you make a card, please feel free to add it to the comments underneath this video. I would love to see your cards and what stamp sets and paper you used. Also, please comment in YouTube underneath my video or on my Facebook group, Michelle Stampers, by Friday, March 4th, and you will be placed in a drawing, and I will announce the winner in my March 6th video, and you will receive one sheet of each of the 12 by 12 Flowering Fields Designers paper that I used on my card today. Thank you for watching, and happy stamping!